TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. We're at Interop 2012 in Vegas. Thanks for watching us today. On our program is Mike Banic. He's the VP of Global Marketing at HP Networking. And Mike, welcome to the show. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Rich. Nice to have me back. Thank you.
So, what are some of the things you're showing here?
So we announced some big news this week around virtual application networks and our Flex Network architecture with our partner F5, and 3 new solutions for virtual application networks and Flex Network architecture.
So what are some of those solutions?
So the 3 solutions that we announced are around bring your own device, dynamic virtual private network, and new campus core, but all of those are really kind of secondary to the news with our partnership with F5 and how we can actually automate orchestration of the network at a policy level with virtual application networks and our intelligent management center.
So walk me through that. How is that done exactly?
So what we've actually noticed is there's 3 core problems in legacy networks. First is their application is different. They just forward packets regardless of, exactly the same way, regardless of what's inside them. And the network's not tuned to the delivery needs of an app. And it's also pretty rigid and it's not programmable. And all the configuration of a legacy network is pretty manual. People sit down in front of a command line interface and they have to type in hundreds of different commands. So if somebody wants to stand up, let's say a new Exchange instance, there's hundreds of command line interface entries that they have to type in manually. Lots of possibility for making human error, and that's usually 70% of the cause of a network outage. And what we're doing is giving our clients a tool to characterize the delivery needs of an app, things like Exchange, or Microsoft Link, or Polycom Rich Media Communications. And we ask them 12 simple questions. They answer those questions, and then we use that template to virtualize the network and automate the deployment of that app in the data center, taking all that manual work out of it and taking something that usually is done in weeks and doing it in minutes.
Wow, very exciting.
And our partnership with F5 does something that's an industry first, which is they've been solving this problem at layers 4 through 7 with their iApps, where they ask very similar kinds of questions about what you have to do at layers 4 through 7, and they hide the complexity of about 1,200 different steps for an app like Exchange, and they automate the configuration of the application delivery network technology. And so we're bringing that together and we're integrating that into our intelligent management center. And so together, between F5 iApp at layers 4 through 7 and virtual application networks at layers 2 through 4, we're giving the industry its first single pane of glass, fully policy-based automated way to deploy applications in the data center and deliver those to users.
Now, reaction at this show has been what?
It's been really positive. Today, actually yesterday, we had a press conference. A lot of journalists came together from all parts of the world, and we've seen over 30 stories with very positive reaction, and our customers love it because it's a brand new operating model. It takes them out of, they look at very highly skilled, highly paid employees that have to sit there and type in all these things manually. And now what we're doing is freeing up their time. By using this policy-driven tool, they actually are doing things in minutes rather than weeks, and they can take those highly skilled, trained people in their workforce and actually get them to deliver more and deliver higher value.
So when you have such a massive increase in just data center applications and the cloud, it sounds to me like this is just an opportunity to take a lot of grunt work and make it just a lot more automated and boost productivity. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. Because from the customer point of view, the cloud promises things like deploying apps fast, deploying apps and information to users anywhere on any device, and making that all simple. And the reality is, it's taking them months to roll out applications. We saw one of our customers speak at a session, and he said exactly that. And his challenge with BYOD initiatives is, he doesn't really know what's on his network. And he's experienced that 70% of network outage is caused by CLI misconfigurations. So this new operating model actually solves a lot of the problems he's facing. Deploy apps in minutes, be able to actually onboard, provision, and monitor employee-owned devices, and take those manual CLI steps out of the config process.
So when you mention BYOD, I get to thinking about heterogeneous networking environments or heterogeneous environments in general, and that leads us to the natural question, and that is, what happens in that kind of environment? How does this new relationship work with other vendors?
Oh, it's a very reasonable thing to ask, because every network is automatically going to be a multi-vendor network. And one of the great things from a customer point of view with our Intelligent Management Center is we've cataloged over 6,000 other networking devices besides just the HP ones. So, name a vendor, name a product, it's actually in there. So somebody can have fault, configuration, accounting, performance, security management on a device like a Cisco ISR or a 6509 or a Nexus 5000 switch. And where that becomes part of that multi-vendor architecture with HP network gear side by side, they can use that single pane of glass to manage it. But if one of our customers, University of Mexico, the first product they ever bought from us was the Intelligent Management Center, and they used it to manage the network they had because it was multi-vendor and they didn't have one tool. And they become a big customer of ours, and they helped us coin this expression. We manage our competitors better than our competitors do.
Wow. So you've got some big news here, but I still have to ask you what's next.
What's next? Well, we actually outlined a little bit of that because we set the context of what kind of innovations, breakthrough innovations have we delivered to really transform the industry. And we shared a little bit about what people can expect next. We're going to take for things like virtual application networks where we've got solutions today in the data center at the access layer. We're going to really pave the road and bring that through the entire data center network. And we're going to continue that road all the way out to the user. That's one thing we've seen missing in the cloud conversation today. Cloud technologies have pretty much focused on data center problems like virtualization or scale. And what we're doing is focusing on delivering the application to the user with virtual application networks. And so that's one thing we're going to do. And to continue to make networking scalable, there's an innovation we've pioneered in HP Labs around optical backplane. And so that's one thing over the next several years. People are going to see that show up because it's going to solve the limitations of copper, just getting from one end of a chassis to another to deliver very high scale, high performance systems.
Yeah, and your company's in the HPC space, right? So you have a lot of potential to leverage that technology across the whole product line.
Yeah, absolutely. The innovation and patent portfolio of HP is broad, and we're putting that to work for our networking customers.
Excellent. Well, thanks for being on the program.
My pleasure. Thanks.